Hello, my name is Connor Swift and welcome to the Big Picture TV. With me here today is Valerie Scully. Valerie is here to talk to us about young people's employment.
Thank you, Connor. Glad to be here.
Basically, what rights do young people have when it comes to employment?
Young people are fairly well covered when it comes to their rights in employment. The Protection of Young Persons Employment Act 1996 covers aspects of their health and their education. So their education should not be put at risk by them working. The kind of restrictions that are there are about age limits, the rest periods that a young person should have, the hours that young people can work. Children under 18 years of age are not allowed to work late, as in after 10 o'clock. And there is a right, the employer must also record all information about the young person.
And what should a young person do if they feel that their employment rights have been violated?
There is something that they can do. They are entitled to go to the inspection services of the National Employment Rights Authority, NERA, and they can, if there has been a breach of the Employment Act, then they can approach them. And then if NERA failed to respond, if the employer fails to respond, then NERA can bring a prosecution against the employer.
And could you tell us about the minimum wage for young people?
The minimum wage for under 18s is €6.06, which is actually below the minimum wage of €6.85 per hour. But an employer can pay you more than €6.06 if he wants to. You should also be sure that you get a payslip with your payment that will account for any tax that you may have paid. And also, if you're getting tips, in some instances you may be allowed to keep your tips. It depends on what the practice and custom is within the organisation itself. And if it comes through, tips are come through your payroll, they may also be taxed.
And could you tell us a bit about the restrictions on working for certain ages?
There are a number of restrictions, and one of them being that young people under the age of 16 are not allowed to work full time. For 14 to 15-year-olds, they can do light work and they can do 8 hours per week. But as part of an improved work experience or educational programme, they can actually do up to 40 hours, so long as it's not detrimental to their health, to their safety or to their development. A young person aged 15 can do 8 hours a week of light work during school term, and then in non-school times can do up to 35 hours a week. A young person working in a licensed premises can work up to 10 o'clock, may work up until 11 o'clock, so long as they are not going to school the following day.
Where can young people go if they need a written copy of these rights?
To get a written copy of the rights, you actually need to get those from your employer. He ought to give them to you, or she ought to give them to you. They also should be displayed in your place of employment if there are young people aged 18 or less on the premises who are employed. You can also get a copy of them from the Citizens Information Centres at citizensinformation.ie, or you can get them from Spun Out. And
where can they go if they just want to know more about the rights?
I would suggest that they would start with Spun Out because it's specifically targeted at young people, and if they need further information, then to go to their local information centre, their local Citizens Information Centre.
Thank you. So, to sum up, there seems to be good coverage on young people's employment rights. If you want to know more, we're going to link to spunout.ie and citizensinformation.ie in the description for this video. I've been Connor Swift, and this has been Big Picture TV. Thanks for watching.